to have a partnership with the counselors. What if we disagree?
Well, Joe and I disagree all the time. No, we don't. So here's the cool thing about Cornerstone. It's been my experience and my observation that the parents are in charge and they make the decisions for the family. The counselors make the decision for the program. And they maintain the boundaries within the program that is healthy for the program to keep it going. And they will not hesitate to kick a family out if the family's bringing some kind of destructive behavior that's going to affect the community. And so you don't worry about it. You can take their advice just like your peers. You can take their advice and listen to their recommendations, but ultimately it's your decision. Whatever happens in your home is what happens in your home, and then let the counselors do their program, and you maintain your family and show up as healthy as you can. Then usually there's not a problem. But you can disagree with Joe. He's not going to come unglued or anything. He's just going to tell you he disagrees and maintain the boundaries in the program. So that's what I've observed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, I think to me the simple answer is because we don't have all the answers, which is what got us here. It's hard to talk to others outside of this program, right? In terms of family or friends and those kind of things. Not because they're not interested or they don't want to participate. It's not the help that we need at that time. And so I just think just from a clinical standpoint, from a advisory standpoint, it's necessary regardless of who's in the seat. But I will also say that, it's just part of the process that, Kiernan used to say, so Kiernan is one of our alumni parents. He used to say, alone we go fast, together we go far. And I really love that because it's just part of it's a part of the process. And I think you just have to be accepting of the feedback and acknowledge that, okay, there's a lot more years of experience that in that feedback than just how I think I've been doing raising my kid up to this point or those kind of things. So I don't really have a lot of wisdom on that, other than I just think it's necessary as part of the process to have have those family sessions and be getting the feedback, because our teens don't tell us everything, nor are they supposed to, but they tell Joe or they tell Kirk. And so we need to be getting the feedback, even though we may not be seeing it, and we can't take that personal, because as far as I'm concerned, if they're getting better, it doesn't have to be because of me.
Those are some really great answers. So just to piggyback off of that, I mean, there's multiple reasons why you want to have a partnership with the counselor that you're working with. I don't know about first and foremost necessarily, but one of the first things that comes to mind for me is like the healthiest teenager in the world is still a teenager. Still their job to manipulate sometimes, to be dishonest sometimes, to try to triangulate, play mom and dad against each other, play parents against the counselor. Like, it's their job to do those things. If we are a partnership and we are on the same page and we have a united front and we're communicating, and we can communicate honestly and effectively with each other, then the chances of their attempts to manipulate, triangulate, create emotional distress, pull on your heartstrings, all that kind of stuff, because they're still going to try, but the chances of it being effective or successful are way lower. We're going to be able to sniff it out a lot quicker if they're getting the same response from all of us, or if we're doing like a trust but verify kind of thing of like, well, Joe said this. Okay, well, sit down. Let's get Joe on the phone. Let's find out. I'm trusting, but I'm also going to verify because I'm not a fool. And you have lied to me for years and years and years and years and years. And you work in a program or being honest for a month or 2 or 3 or 6 does not necessarily undo years and years and years of your dishonesty or you being out of integrity. Even though there are some marbles in the jar, we want to be smart. So we're still going to trust but verify. Things like that. At the end of the day, it is parent-driven recovery. It's not counselor-driven recovery. You guys are the thing that I like to say is you're Zeus and Hera. You've got the lightning bolts. At the end of the day, what you say goes. You think of me as like a consultant. Basically, you pay me for my opinion, my expertise, so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you my opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to be the guy that tells you how to raise your child or how to run your household. That being said, there's a difference between like us having like the adults running the show and having conversations and then you deciding to go a different route or like change it up a little bit amongst yourselves. And that's cool and that's okay. Like that's the parent-driven recovery. You got to decide what's right for you and your home. There's a difference between that and like going and having conversations with your kid about it. Like that kind of undermines the process, that throws the counselor under the bus, that creates like chinks in that armor, which your kids are going to try to exploit. And if we disagree, that's okay too. We don't have to agree all the time. Most of the time, if you're having an honest and real discussion, then somebody's feathers are going to get ruffled. And that's okay. Like, I'm not afraid of that. I know how to work through it. And two people or a unit or a team can pretty much get through or work through anything if they want to. And if we're able to be honest and real with each other and have a real partnership and remain on the same team with the same vision in mind, then we can move mountains together. Like that's really one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, is having that partnership between the clinical team and the parents.